Okay, IPv6. This one is chapter 12. See any class? No, not this one. IPv6. It's like cell phone numbers. But this time, instead of IPv4, we're going to study IPv6. It's something not difficult. I want to join. Yeah, I said you have a. So who has a question? If you have a questions, just unmute yourself and ask her. Okay, let's start. So last time we did study IPv4. Today we're going to study IPv6. So IP, it's how we identify a device or a router interface. It's like your South African, your ID or your passport or your asylum. And we have two ways of doing that. We have IPv4 that we study on Saturday, and this time we're going to study IPv6. So IPv6, they created IPv6 because IPv4 is finished or almost finished. So we need something a bit bigger to assign to many devices. So on your network, you can have both IPv4 and IPv6 running. We have some ways of doing that we'll check. Then we'll see IPv6 addressing format. Then some rules. Addressing format. Yeah, types of IPv6. Then we play around with how to omit leading zeros and how to use the double colon. So here, in this picture, the first line is an example of a IPv6. It's 8 blocks. For CCNA, for IPv4, it was 4 blocks. For IPv4, it was something like 192.168.10.4. This one is IPv4. And for IPv6, it's something like what we see down here. So you check out once and see if you can do something easier. CCNA. So this training we are giving you, it's not only scalability, it's the same content, the same exams everywhere in the world. You're in America, you're in Congo, you're in France, Belgium, China, it's the same for everyone. I do the same at CPUT exactly. So the students only need to organize themselves. You must get a laptop every day, do one packet tracer to practice, 1 hour to read your content, to study in EtherCAD, make some notes. If you don't do that, it will be a bit difficult. But it's very easy if you're very well organized. I've been through that also. Everyone. So I'm sharing my experience. Chapter 12 is IPv6. I'm going to open it. And also in life, nothing is easy. Nothing. Everything we fight for it, we conquer, we make sure we are the winner. Because if you add that on your CV, it will open a lot of doors for you. So rather study hard, sacrifice yourself for 6 months, then you have a good job for life. Instead of some things, oh, sorry, no. Organize yourself, be strong, finish it, get the certificate, and you'll get it. You'll get it, no worries. So quickly, IPv6 addressing. So IPv4 issues, we say that IPv4 is almost finished. IPv4 is running out of addresses. IPv6 is the successor of IPv4. And last time with the MAC address, I did show you an example. So this is why we need IPv6. IPv4 is running out of addresses. So the companies that assign IP address per continent, for us in Africa, the big company is called Afrinic. If you're a ISP, IP service provider, an internet service provider, you contact them, say, hi guys, I need to purchase ABCD 20 address or something. We say, okay guys, for you South Africa, these are some examples. So in your company, IPv4 and IPv6, we can still stay and run together. There is a technology called dual stack. The device can get IPv4 and IPv6 simultaneously, or a tunneling or translation. The most used is dual stack. So the representation, it's 8 blocks. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And one digit is a hexadecimal. Like you see here, B is hexadecimal. You must go back to your table. B is what in binary, and B and that binary is equal to what in decimal. So this is an example of IPv6. Now, because it's too long, we have some rules to make it short. You see, so we have rules. Omitting leading zeros. It means we can remove zeros that are in front of a number. So if you take, for example, 2001, there is no zero in front, so we cannot make it short, we keep it. If we take 0db8, you can see that there is a zero in front. We can remove it to make it short like that. If you have a series of zero like that, you can put only 1 0. All ones, there is no leading zero, you keep. And anywhere you see leading zero, you can remove all these extra zero and only keep 1. So the long one here, check now, we made it short with these rules. So have a look and we continue. If you have questions, unmute yourself, tell us your name, and you ask questions. You can read it for 1 minute and we continue.
Sorry, Mr. Mike. Oh. Hello.
Yeah.
No, I just want to say that I can't see your screen.
And check again your cell phone, or check your cell phone or your laptop, because it shows that I'm presenting. The recording has started. So who else cannot see my screen?
Oh, it's fine now. I can see. Thank you so much.
So,
yeah, thank you.
Okay, no problem. Okay, you're welcome. So these are some rules. If you have zeros in front, you can remove. So anytime you see my screen, you can copy here if you want to, so that you can make your own notes. Okay, Now we have rule number 2, double colon. You see, colon, colon, double colon. So we can have it only once. So if you have, you see here, a lot of zeros at the same time, you can remove them and put double colon. So if you see double colon, it means it's a series of zeros, a block of 0, another block of 0. You see, you can put them like that. So have a look again, and we continue. Okay, so we'll get time to do some exercises. No worries. Now, different type of IPv6. So we have 3 groups. We have a unicast, multicast, and anycast. The most used is unicast. So for IPv4, we can get a broadcast. It means I can send a message to everyone. But for IPv6, we don't have broadcast, but anycast. So unlike IPv4, IPv6 does not have a broadcast. So the first one is the most used, and we'll focus on it. Let me check. Yeah. So if you have the unicast, inside we have 6 types, but the most used are the first one. PCs. It always starts with 2000 or 2001, and you have link local. So have a look at this one, and I'll continue.
So,
Questions?
Mr. Max, under the ox, should we take notes of this stuff,
So we
or
will
should we
study
just rather
mostly these
listen?
two. So we have global unicast, link local, loop and specify, link local, or you'll find this in Netacad.
So it's better
So
if
if
we
I type
just
in
listen.
Netacad, yeah, you can just listen. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
And also, I'll put it in. I will put it on YouTube also.
Okay.
So if you go to YouTube, all the recordings I make, you check CCNA.
If I
Yes,
may,
question.
the videos that I noticed, like, you kind of go through the stuff a bit fast, but the things are all on point. Could you say that, like, if I took notes from those videos rather than like going through the NetAcad, right, program, could you say that, like, the program, pardon me, the notes would be accurate towards, like, the videos you're making?
The videos is the NetAcad I'm teaching you. It's the same thing. It's only that
Yes.
the only difference is what I'm teaching you here. I'm recording it and I put it there. It's the same.
Okay.
So my advice for you: attend classes like what we do now, because I explain more. I give you you can ask questions. You see, and what we do now, I put it on YouTube with the same content. But your best friend is NetAcad. You come here, to study with this one.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So here you see we are in chapter 12. So everything is NetAcad. I try to explain what is the most important, give you some guidance. Then yourself, you go to NetAcad to study properly. You do your quiz, your chapter exams. And if you have more time, you can go watch the video that we did today. So see, if you go in NetAcad, it's exactly the same thing. Okay. Yeah, so as I explained, we will study most these two guys. We'll see what is a global unicast address and what is a link local address. So when you have a long IPv6, the first four, you see, like here, 1, 2, 3, 4, we call it the prefix. It's your, let me check first. I'm going to show you something. Yeah. It's the prefix, the first four. The last four is for your interface ID. So if you want to assign IPv6 address to your PC, it's via this one, because this one is mostly given by your ISP. If I send a number to you guys, my CCNA class student, I can say AB. So here AB is the prefix, and 01, uh, 01 for Daniel, 02 for Denise, 03 for Christina, and 04 for Mr. Juan Molisho. So that if you see AB, this IP comes from Mr. Max, because we all have AB, and this one I assigned to you. So here it's /24. Now I'll try to make it very simple. So also if you have a IPv6 two groups, the first four is here and the last four is for interface ID. But, let me make it let me show you here. Yeah, so these are the two IP address IPv6 that we study. The global unicast, it starts with 2000 or 2001, like here. You see, if you see an address starting with 2000 or 2001, it means it's a global unicast address. So these are some examples: line 1, line 2, line 3. These are some examples of IPv6 address, global unicast, 1 to 1. Now the link local is valid between a PC and a router, or a PC and a switch. It's just an IP we just give. So it always starts with FE80. So here, the last two, FE80 and another FE80, it means these IPs are link local. It's valid only between the PC and the router. So have a look at this and continue. Okay, we continue. What else you can see? So down here is only configuration. Okay. The prefix, yeah, we are here in the prefix. So if you have a IPv6, the first group of 4 blocks is a prefix. The last 4 is for interface ID. Now, inside the first block, the first 3 will identify the network portion, and the ID, the subnet ID is. So let's say, for example, finance department, if here is ABC, here is 1 and the IP. If it's IT department, here is ABC, for example, and number 2, you see, and the interface ID. So if I see the subnet here, it will help me to identify in which teams we belong to, or which department we belong to. It's something simple. The first time when you see so here we will explain more what is global prefix, what is subnet ID, and here. So you can quickly have a look 1 minute and we continue.
So your screen switched off. It's back on now.
Laptop, you can log off and log on again.
Yeah, it's back on
Yeah.
now. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so it's good to know the structure of IPv6. So the first 3 is to identify the network portion. The fourth one is ID to identify which department, and the last 4 is you can assign to devices. We'll check some examples. No worries for that. Okay, you can still read here again. Quickly, 1 minute. Okay, we continue. So the link local address, link local is valid between 2 devices, between 2 routers, or between a PC and a router. It's just a simple address. There is nothing. Now that we know why and what is the definition of IPv6, and how IPv4 and IPv6 they can communicate in a company, what are the different groups of IPv6 and how is the structure. Now we can go and do some configuration. It's very easy. So this is an example of global prefix. You see, the first 3 will identify my network. The fourth one is my subnet. It will identify the department. And the last 4 here, I can assign to a PC. So to assign IPv6, we can do it statically, manually, or dynamically. dynamic via a DHCP server, or static ourselves, we type. So anytime when you start doing IPv6 configuration, the first command, you must type IPv6 unicast routing. We'll do some examples, no worries. So if you go to your PC, you can assign manually, like here, if I type Ethernet, Ethernet settings, I click on here, then I go away. Yeah, it's here. It's the IP assignment. It can be via DHCP, via automatically via a server, or you can select manually. If it's manual, yourself you assign IP addresses. We'll check that also, no worries. Now we're going to configure on a router. Very simple. Who want to join? So how to configure IPv6? It's very simple. This is an example, very simple. So you go to a global config mode, and in the global config mode, you tap interface gig and the IP, this enter IPv6 address, and the whole address in the addressing table /24, no shutdown exit. That's all. So have a look. Let me continue. So these are the comments I will do if you need to assign IPv6 to people. It's very straightforward, it's simple. So this is an example where you can assign manually. If you select on top, it's automatically via a DHCP server. It's a device that sends IP addresses automatically to devices. Me, I want manually, then you type your IP here. So check this, and we continue. Okay, we continue. Now, if you want to configure link local, you go to interface, name, IP address, and you add link local. This time there is no /64. No. So this is also something. So it's only these two guys who will do them to configure anything that we will do. Okay, we continue. Okay, anything else? It's only some readings. I'm not going to. I'll show you the DHCP server. So you can manually assign IP address to the interface and to a PC, or we can get the IP directly from a machine called a DHCP server that will automatically assign IPv6 addresses. Okay, what is most important, I'll explain to you that we will also need for our labs. So if you have your PC and you tap ipconfig, you can see if you're using IPv6 in your network, you'll get an IPv6 address, a link local, and also a normal IPv6. So check that also. Okay. Normally anything else you can read, but it's not too much need. And we'll try to do also a lab later with IPv6. Okay, anything else is not too much important. You can just read to have some ideas, but I'll show you what we need in via some packet tracer. Subnet ID, it's somewhere here. Yeah, so you see here an example. The first 3 blocks is for the network. It will never change. Now, if you want to assign an IP to finance department, I can put 1 to identify the department. If it's marketing department, I can say 2. If it's IT, I can say 6. If you're big boss, you see. So the first 3 for the network. The 4th one is to identify which department. So here, for example, to assign IPs, the first one can be for this network. The second one will identify this department. The third one will identify this department. And you see, we'll do some labs and it's very easy. Okay, this is a good example. You can also check that. Questions? If you have questions, you can unmute
So
yourself.
I wanted to ask, so after this, we're going to be certified as network engineers, or is there
Yes.
another course we have to do?
So this course is 6 months. Inside, we have 3 parts. We are doing the first part, 2 months.
Yes.
When we finish, we write the exams like we did for IT Essentials. We continue with part 2. We also write an exam. We continue with part 3. We write an exam and it's finished.
And then we're going for the internship program after that, is it?
Yeah, if you pass well, if Scalabrini is happy, then, and if you're not working, if you're working, you cannot do internship. But if you're not working, we can find a place for you. But please, that's why Scalabrini is checking the attendance for the register. They are checking the marks to make sure that the student is serious. You see. That's why I say, please attend, watch the videos, do your chapter exams, do your packet tracer. If you're struggling, post in your group will help you. Please, Friday we'll do a lot of labs. So please come. Please come. Okay,
so
normally that's all for IPv6. That's all for IPv6. And I will do some labs to see how we can configure. Okay, you can read this quick summary. Then I'll do a quick demo how to assign IPv6. It will take maybe 2 minutes. Okay, guys, you'll get time to read. So in the summary, IPv4 is almost finished now. That's why we created IPv6. And IPv6 has 8 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Each digit is a hexadecimal number, like we saw last time. We have 3 types of IPv6: unicast, multicast, unicast. The most used is unicast. And in unicast, we have 6 groups. The most used are global unicast address and link local address. These two that we assign to an interface or to a PC. You can get IPv6 address manually via the question paper or dynamically via a DHCP server. That's all. Anything else is some readings. So quickly, I'm going to open my packet tracer and do only 1 minute stuff. Got my packet tracer. It's going to open now. Oops. Okay, guys, is my packet tracer open? I did type packet tracer, now it's vanished. Packet tracer. Where is that packet tracer guy? Packet tracer. Packet. Oh no. Packet tracer. Okay, so leave me. Okay, in the meantime, while it's busy loading, I'm going to take and the register for Scalabrini. So how many are we here? Okay, snipping tool. And I copy it. And I paste it here. And I'll send that to Scalabrini. Open, okay, no, we'll do that later. Okay, packet tracer is now open. So if I take a PC, this is a PC, I can zoom in. I open it. I go to IP configuration. Then here you have static. It means myself, I can assign, or dynamic. It will get the IP from a server. So on top is for IPv4. Down here you see IPv6. The link local is displayed already. And if in the question paper we ask you to add 2001, colon, 1234 colon 1234 slash 64. So this is how we add manually IPv6 to a device. If you take a router, if you
sorry,
have questions, yes.
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 So they on the IPv6, you put in random numbers. Will it always be like that, or do you have to put specific numbers in there?
Yeah, we always have a question paper. I'm going to show you. Chapter 11, in chapter 12. But it will be given to you. Here is not showing, but if I go to lab, which lab? 11.5.5. So it's not here, 11.5.5. I'll put it in your. Yeah, and so it will be given to you. So on Friday, we'll do 3 labs and we'll see IPv6 there, and I'll show you there. So if you have a router, type enable conft do show IP interface brief to check the interfaces on my router. Show IP interface brief. And you show IP interface brief. So I have these interfaces. I can use one. Interface is 0. So it means I'm going to that interface and I'm going to use a IPv6 example. I can say, if it's given in the question paper, IPv6 2001 1/64. You press enter. So I forgot address. IPv6 address. Press enter. No shut or no shutdown. It's like I'm switching on the light, or I'm switching on the interface. You can exit, and because I'm dealing with IPv6, I must always tap IPv6 unicast routing. So this command will tell the router I'm using IPv6. You can feel free to advertise to your network or to your neighbors. So it's very simple. 2 commands. You go to the interface. And you go to the interface. And in the question paper, will ask you, this is the IPv6 address you can use. And done. Any questions? Else we can end the session for today. And as Calabrini, we're going to start to study a lot. So in your NETA cards, you have in your NETA card, you have, what is it? Yeah, if you go to chapter 12, IPv6, you'll see it here. Okay, guys, if no questions, then we meet on Friday. Yeah? Anytime you have questions, post in the group or contact me, we'll help you. No problem.
So,
yes?
you see, you were typing in those like numbers and the IPv6 and all. I saw other notes there as well. So where did those notes come from? Like, oh, are those notes like? Do they go into the computer?
Note what note?
The instructions you were putting there. These ones, yeah.
Yes, it will go into the computer. Yeah. So if like you have your your own cell phone, and you're changing
Mm-hmm.
the setup. You add your color, you download apps, everything stays there.
Okay.
Everything stays
So
there.
this is like in the network.
So now, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
in the network. On Friday, I will do a lab for that also, and you'll see. No worries. For example, if I open your homework, that is to lab to I think I didn't send you. I did send you. I mean, if I go to, where did I put that thing? Let me check down here. Skills, it's here. 17. Okay, so skills challenge. I can open this one. And so you see here, for example, you have R1, you have the interfaces, and here you see we give you the IPv6, and we give you the link local. So it's what you need to use to do your configurations. If you have a PC, network interface card for your PC, this is the IPv6, the IPv4 you can add, and this is the IPv6 that is given to you. And you use them to do your configurations. Okay, guys, thank you very much for tonight. We meet again Friday, Scalabrini, 11:00. Me, I'll be there early, 9 o'clock. If you need something, if you need help, I can quickly check. Because at 10, I have class with IT Essential from 10 to 11. And we start 11 to 1:30 or 1 o'clock. We're going to study a lot. If you have laptops, please bring them, make it full, charge well, and yeah, because we will work for 2 or 3 hours doing some labs. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening, and we meet again on Friday 26th, Calabrini. Thank you. Stop recording.